everybody. Welcome back to Monday with Molly. I'm Andrew Kosselman here with Molly Dean on the Molly Dean team. Every week we're going to be coming to you guys and just talking a little bit about the mortgage process, stages from pre-approval to during the loan to after the loan closes. More and more popular coming back, Molly, is we are seeing down payment assistance programs starting to resurface after what was a pretty turbulent year a couple of years ago. We could spend all day talking about every kind of down payment assistance program that there is. We can do most of them, by the way, on the Molly Dean team. But I wanted to focus on two very popular ones that we're starting to see come back. And those are 100% loan programs. One is MHDC, the other is Chenoa. So first and foremost, tell me what down payment assistance is.
Down payment assistance is for someone who is, they don't even have to be a first-time home buyer anymore, but for someone that is in a certain income bracket that doesn't have sufficient funds for closing and meets the other guidelines. So the down payment assistance program steps in and assists them with the 3 to 3.5% down based on their program. Doesn't help them with closing costs, but does help them with the down payment.
You read my mind. That was going to be my next question. So this is specifically addressing the down payment requirements of a loan.
That's correct.
So it's not like USDA or VA loan where it's 100% finance
Right.
loan. Tell me, break that down then. What does that look like? What is the breakdown as far as that 3% they give you, 3.5%?
Well, actually MHDC gives 4% back, 4% of the loan amount, and Chenoa gives 3.5%. So it matches into the down payment, which if you're doing a conventional loan is 3% down, and if you're doing an FHA loan is 3.5% down.
Do they just give you that money, or do I have multiple loans on my property?
You have 2 loans, 2 liens, and they send the money directly to title. So, and there are requirements depending on the program. You have to live in the home for a certain period of time before it's considered non-payback, right?
Gotcha.
I said that odd. You don't have to pay it back after you've lived in the home a certain period of time. If you move or refinance in that period of time before you've been there long enough, they will charge it back to you based on how long you've been there.
Talk about that, kind of pros and cons between the two programs. How long is Chenoa's? How long is MHDC's?
3 years for Chenoa, 5 years for MHDC. It will be on your lien for 10 years, but it is refunded at 3 years for Chenoa and 5 years for MHDC.
So anytime you hear the phrase a forgivable loan or a forgivable second, probably referencing some type of down payment assistance
Correct.
program that was used.
Most likely.
Okay. Now, you said these aren't necessarily for first-time home buyers. What are just some of the more generic things that make these maybe a little more challenging to qualify for?
They require a higher credit score than a standard FHA loan. Since the lender is putting all of the money into the transaction, the buyer is not, of course they want lower debt ratio, higher credit score to qualify.
Right. So just because you have 2 sets of people, maybe neither of them have enough funds for a down payment, based on their profiles, they're not both just automatically going to qualify for down payment assistance.
That is correct.
Okay. The last question I had for you is, are these regional specific, or can you just kind of get them wherever?
Chenoa is more wherever you're at. It's a true bond. MHDC is Missouri Housing. So MHDC is on the Missouri side. Each state has very different sort of programs. We just happen to do a lot in Missouri, so that's why we talk about it as much as we do. But Chenoa is on both sides.
Gotcha.
And in other areas as well, whereas Kansas has a specific program, Missouri has a specific program. It all just depends on where you're at.
But it's not going to be like USDA where if I'm not in a rural part of town,
That's
I'm not going to qualify for it.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, that's all I had for you on Chenoa and MHDC, Molly. So have a great week.
Happy Monday.